Good morning, everyone. Hold on, just getting set up here. All right. So, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kanipa with Macwash, Standing Bear, Soto Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4, Terry, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author. Welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really implies that we are the medicine circle. That means that no one's in charge here. That the Great Spirit's in charge. I am just the middleman here. This is not a patriarchy. This is not any kind of sermon. I'm not a preacher or a pastor. You're not my flock. We are. This is exactly what we look like. I'm sitting right here next to you, all you beautiful people. Julie, Billy, Daniela. Trent, everybody here. This is who we are, what we are, and really implies we're all equal here. So up to and including me, especially me, we are all equal here. So, and if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. And again, it's an honor for me to come here to sit with you, to be of service again of the Great Spirit of this circle too. So, anyways. Um, Yeah, so let's begin in the usual way here. We're just going to take our time this morning. Um, Also, again, daily we ask for volunteers to kind of keep the smudge going throughout the morning circle in remembrance for honoring the residential school children that never made it home. And so there was a comment too. If you would like to include also the family members too, um, you know that is okay if you want to add those into your prayers too. Because there are family members of mine from the residential school uh, that never came home too. So yeah. So there we go. So there we go. So there we go. So if you could just give me a little heart, little thumbs up in remembrance for it. Just to keep that smoke going. The medicine is the smoke connects us all. So both seen and unseen. So okay, so Let's begin in the usual way here. Okay. Let's begin in the usual way. A little help from above. Remember, if it doesn't begin with prayer, the old ones always said, if it doesn't begin with prayer, then it doesn't begin. If it doesn't begin with spirit, then it doesn't begin. So let us begin with both. Let us begin with, and if I could add my 2 cents, let's begin with offering too. If it doesn't begin with offering, then it doesn't begin. And that's kind of like a bearism. So, but if you would like to offer with me, that would be good. Little help from above. And then to all my relations, Chi Megwit, Ketchimanatu, Chi Megwit for our breath, Chi Megwit for our circle, Chi Megwit for this day, Chi Megwit for our life. Creator, Great Spirit, Ketchimanatu, thank you for this day. Thank you for our life. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, that we live in that place in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We come here in a good way, sacred way, humble way, good way. We may come here for many reasons, but the first always is life. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here and celebrate life. Not just our life, because that would be selfish. We want to be selfless. That is the journey between the two and understanding the difference. So we come here to be selfless. So we come here today, we celebrate all life as a part of ours. The standing nations, the ones that offer the world breath, we say thank you. To the fish nations, the swimming nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water, we say thank you. To the wind nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air, we say thank you. To the creepy crawlers and the slitherers, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you. To the four-legged nations, circles, and tribes, for we understand how much you teach us, how much you offer us about our own humanity, we say thank you. And of course, to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, all nations, circles, and tribes, for we understand that you are our teachers as well. Make our ears and hearts happy. We come here and we celebrate those things that give us life. The water, air, fire, earth. We celebrate all 7 directions. We celebrate the ones that have come before us, our ancestors. Remember, if they are our relatives here, then they are our ancestors over there. And all life here is our ancestors. So let us remember the first wolf, beavers, bears, bees, butterfly, all these nations, circles, and tribes that we just mentioned, they are all our ancestors. They all have something to offer because they all walk in a good and beautiful way. If they are here, if they were here, then they are still here. They run through our blood. So let us open our hearts and our minds here today and understand the teaching and the prayer that they are still offering. Prayers of life and love. We come from a million points of light and love. Prayers. they have offered us life. So let us celebrate this life. And as we celebrate our life, we celebrate theirs. We have come full circle. And we don't do this just for ourselves, because that would be selfish. We want to be selfless for the next seven generations, for we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned to us. So we understand that we live in between two unseen worlds. Great time and responsibility, opportunity to break the chains. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. That we, as individuals and as a circle, can change the course of humanity by what we do here today. One heart, one mind, one prayer changes the world. And we also understand that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. And we understand the hurt, the suffering, and the pain that they have brought. But we also understand that this is a place of healing, and it doesn't have to be the way it's always been. And what they have offered us was not ours to carry, but ours to heal. So we can break those chains right now. And the ancestors, they were wise and they were smart. They gave us a trail to follow, but one that we can only see with our hearts. The red road, the road of wellness, the road of all people. It is the road that connects to all others, both seen and unseen. It is a road that comes from the Great Spirit through Mother Earth. And this road has teachings for us. Humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom. So let us sit with these. Let us sit with these teachings. Let us sit with the wolf, the eagle, the turtle, the buffalo, the bear, and the sabe. And let us learn from them. For they are in this circle as well. Let us sit with humility today and understand that to listen. Listening is the first form of communication, understanding that all life are our brothers and sisters. That we come from this place of equality. And as we sit with these teachings, we will slowly understand the first prayer at the center of the universe, the first prayer that ever was, the first fire that ever was, the first agreements, the ancient sacred agreements of harmony and balance. So let that come to our hearts. Oh, all right. All right, good one this morning. Okay, so good prayers. Again, if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. My name is Kanipa Makwa, Standing Bear. And yeah, we just have a good time here, right? We just come here, we talk about a few things, and we laugh, we cry, we carry on a little bit, we're silly a little bit, and there was a comment the other day about Wayne. I just like love your humor here. And again, that's just that beautiful flow. Like we can talk about some really beautiful, powerful stuff, some kind of heavy stuff, right? I get that, right? But hey, we talked about that this weekend in ceremony today, or this weekend about bringing a little levity here. Levity is a ceremony too. The ceremony of laughter. Hold on. What are you doing? Get in here. No. About levity, and so we have a good time. So let's allow ourselves to have a good time. A lot of times we don't allow ourselves in this healing process to have a little humor. So, all right. So a couple things before we really begin in earnest. Hollow bones. I have a four-legged here, right here. She wants to be included. Wants to be included. Okay. All right. Let me go. Okay. Let me go. Hollow bones. I have a four-legged right here. So hollow bones. So we understand. So we understand that there's a life force out there. That life force, not only in what the obvious living, breathing, heartbeat nations, but also those ones, the standing nations, the water, they all have this life force. And what we want to do is we want to connect to that life force. That's the first part. The second part is that we offer this life force back. And that's where humans, the two-leggeds, really don't understand that. So the old ones say we give prayers. We give life. Okay, we're killing me. Let's go. Come on. Sorry about that. Two-leggeds, man. Oh. They want in the room, they want out of the room, they want in the room, they want out of the room. So I guess that's today's medicine. Okay, good. So that's the hollow bone. So we want to give prayers. We want to offer life, and that you can write down. I really need you to write that down. We're supposed to give life. Otherwise, we become a world of takers, and that leaves us out of balance, right? I need this, I need that, and we're supposed to offer help and assistance to all others. So, okay, ancestors, and I would love to hear your definition of hollow bones too. So, and allow this to be fluid, right? Like water. Every day is not the same, so it changes as we grow. So will our understanding of hollow bones. So please just share your definition. Maybe some person wrote a comment the other day is. They wanted to share how, and you don't have to ask me permission all the time. I just want to put that out there, that you can share your definition and how you're growing through this as part of being hollow bones too. Okay, so ancestors and elders, very traditional, and thank those that have come before us. So thank you to Tony Stonehawk, my direct elder. I've been with him for 30 years. Thank you to all those other men and women that I have sat with over the years, over my 30 years of walking the Red Road. Men and women sharing absolutely beautiful medicine, all showing me a new and beautiful right way to do things. And that's a really beautiful thing. Tony, one of the greatest teachings I've ever gotten was that Tony told me to sit with as many men and women of medicine as I possibly could, right? And so and that was teaching me there's so many right ways to do it. So, when I sat with the Apaches, when I sat with when I sat with the shamans down in South America, it was really beautiful because I learned a new way. There's so many right ways to honor and to love. It just doesn't have to be Tony's way or the Soto way or any other way. There's so many beautiful ways. And um, so yeah, okay, circle medicine. Here we are. No one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. Again, we are all equal here. This is Jean, Nina, Miriam, Sybil, Leah, Dawn. This is everybody here. This is what we look like. And it's really important that we understand this. It's really important that we understand that. Right? We are all equal here. There's no hierarchy of life. Just because I've been here for 30 years doesn't mean I'm any better than the person that's been sitting here for 3 minutes, right? Or has 3 days of sobriety, right? That's not. We are all equal here. Sacred feminine. Okay, we understand that there's a colonial world out there that treats the sacred feminine differently. This is contrast medicine. Indigenous thinking, the life givers. How can we marginalize the very peoples, spirits that give us life? As we walk through, live in the colonial world, we understand that. But we also understand that there's a new and different way. It's called the Red Room. It's about honoring the sacred feminine. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are enough. And I need you to write that down. You are sacred. And I don't know how many other circles that you belong to that this is a prayer that we live by. Right. So, okay. Question of the day. Please keep your questions, concerns, and comments coming. I do not guarantee that I will get around to all of them. Today's question here, so it's kind of like a comment. There was a little back and forth. This is kind of the setup here. It's kind of like the colonial world is very adversarial, right? That's left, right, good, bad, Democratic, Republican. That kind of thing, liberal, conservative. It's based off being adversarial. That's the model, and it really goes against the circle medicine. So the patriarchy is an adversarial model, right? It's more than lateral violence, right? So this is where this kind of question is coming from. And there was a little back and forth, and again, when we engage with the colonial thinking, write that down. When we engage in colonial conversation, it's a time of great gentleness. It's not a time of great judgment, but a time of great gentleness, right? So the great thing is if they come at us some sort of way, like sideways, we have the right not to engage, and we have a right not to engage in any kind of negative behavior. So bearing in mind, right? So and one of those things that we engage in all the time. Well, I'll just move on to the question. Standing Bear, do you believe in God? And if not, why? It's a loaded question. Okay. How would you respond? How would you respond? Right. Do you believe in God? If not, why? All right. Okay. So I simply said, there was a little back and forth. I could feel it coming, right? I could feel it coming. I said, who's God? Hold on a second. You're killing me. Who's God? Well, the people's God. Okay, what people? And at the end of that conversation, it was obviously some sort of Christian, right? Some sort of Christian thinking, right? Well, like, how do we engage? Like, how do we engage in that? And, you know, again, very gently, right? Right. If they are to bring the chaos and then to bring the crisis, and you know what they were bringing, what was something else, then that, then the circle has to offer, right? Right. They were bringing, I'm right and you're wrong, right? Right. 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 So how do we, like, how do we, it's really important. This is why we're here, right? This is why we're here. This is why it's so important. And I know it's a sticky situation, right? And, you know, Grandfather Tony always said to me that, look, you know, these questions, these are why we come here, right? Right. Like how, so in like the back of my mind, I was really thinking like, well, how can I engage this in a gentle, beautiful way, right? Without being adversarial, right? Right. No. No. I said I believe in Creator that created us all equal. Right? Right. Where do they go with that? And then this conversation went on to, well, what do you, like, how do you believe, do you believe God loves gay people? And I said, well, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And then they were baiting me. So, well, you know, so you believe God makes mistakes? And I'm like, I don't think God makes mistakes. I think I think Creator makes people beautiful. I think Creator makes people unique. I think Creator gives a gift and value to everyone, even you. Right. 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 And you know, here's another thing too. What does it mean? And what does it mean? We mean no harm. You know, because we have to engage in that here also, right? Because it's easy to engage in some sort of adversarial type thing, you know. I mean, I could have easily gone to residential schools, you know, residential schools, you know, but, you know, but, you know, we don't engage in that kind of thing, right? In this context, right? So, anyway, would love to hear your comments, right? Remember, we mean no harm. Let's be gentle. If we engage in part of the adversary, then we become the problem, right? Right? Right. So, okay. So please keep your questions, concerns, comments coming. And in fact, I'm really way behind. I'm still way behind. I am kind of running through the questions still because I was a month in Europe and a couple weeks in the States too. So if I did not get around to your question, please don't just re-ask the question, right? So just kind of re-up the question. Okay, so we're finally here to at the moment daily medicine right here. from the hollow bone. These are the meditation, the seven sacred teachings, the medicine wheel meditations. They are gifts from the spirit that bring us closer to this beautiful thing called life. And we want to live a really good, beautiful life. And some of us don't know how because we lived in that colonial world, right? That establishment, right? That non kind of human industrial establishment that you know that doesn't help our humanity. So when we live in alignment with, learning how to live in alignment with, understanding and listening to the seven sacred teachings, then that moves us closer into alignment with not only each other but life, and we find life sitting with each other. The medicine is found in the gathering, and that's what we are doing here. And if no one said I love you today, I love you very much. And again, we do a great job here. We really do. It's we do a great job. We are the medicine, right? We change the world every day, every time that we come together. That's just the deal, right? Because we align our hearts, minds, prayers, and the ceremony, right? When we align that, this world just becomes a better place. It's really that simple. So, okay, so one of our friends in the circle, I asked her this morning. She's in Bulgaria, and so I said, well, usually sometimes we go on the days, and sometimes we just do a wild card day. It seems like most days we do a wild card day, but that's okay. So she picked today. Um, Sacred Feminine picked today. Daily Medicine, April 25th. So if we could have a person put that in the feed, please and thank you. Daily Medicine, April 25th. And what we do here is we will read it a couple times and then develop what we say, what Pop said, a general impression. Um, that's just a starting point, and there's 31 people here, so the starting points here, they are all over the map. Like you tell one reading, we got 30 different opinions, right? But the beautiful thing is, as we grow together, guess what? There's that beautiful alignment, and that's where this beautiful growth happens, right? Really excited. Okay, so Daily Medicine, April 25th. And again, if you would like to put it in the feed today, that would be good. There is always beauty in those things once broken. Just sit and just kind of close your eyes as we kind of go through this, right? There is always beauty in those things once broken. Wow. What are they talking? What is the message here? What is the absolute beauty here? And there is absolute beauty here. Renewal. Full circle. Natural law. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. That we can be beautiful once more. We can see our beauty again. We can feel our beauty again. Right? We have to talk about the 4 seasons. We talk about the year. We talk about the cycles and the phases and the moon tides, and everything is represented in what the Great Spirit has brought us today. Right? Renewal. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. Right? Whether it's a lifetime mistakes or if it's one mistake we made yesterday. Well, let's just take it down, and maybe one of us drank, yesterday, right? How many of us out there have felt broken? Right, right, right. There's hope here. Hope is found here. Hope is found in life. Hope is found in the day. Hope is found in the sunrise. Hope is found in our next breath. That's what they are saying here. And hope, like hope is not like, oh, no, not now. Not now, no, not now. No. You know, we begin to sit today, we can begin to heal today. We can begin healing with our next breath. Right? We can heal with our next breath. We can continue to heal. We can continue to renew in our next breath. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. Right? Blame, shame, guilt. Right? I've defeated more dreams and more hopes than anything that I have ever come across. Right? But the thing is, the way to finding that beauty is leaving that blame, shame, guilt at the door. Right? Many of us right here are healing right here and right now. Right? Because we simply say, we love you. Right? We love you. Right? We understand. Right? You know, when we feel hurt, when someone says, I can remember in my story, I had never heard my story ever. And this is like probably 20 years ago, right? Never heard my story. Never. Being a 60s grouper, some of you don't know, my story is the Canadian government stole me, put me in an orphanage and then foster care, and then I was, sold to a white American family, right? Sold, right? Product of human trafficking, right? That family gave me really, it wasn't a bad family, snowbirds. It was a really beautiful, they gave me a lot of beautiful opportunities, but the thing is, I was so broken, right? I was so hurt and so broken, right? And there was that blame, shame, guilt that I gave to myself because I was given outwardly all these opportunities, but nobody ever asked me whatever happened to me on the inside. What do you feel on the inside? So on the outside, they dressed me up really good. They gave me all these beautiful opportunities, but I was broken on the inside, right? And so those behaviors, those trauma-based behaviors, drinking, drug, and violence, that kind of thing, right? And it wasn't until grandfather Tony was the first person that ever asked me what happened to you. The whole world was diagnosing me on my behaviors, but nobody asked me whatever happened to me, right? And so when people started asking me, and I started telling them what happened to me and what I really felt like, guess what? Guess what that felt like? There was a renewal there. There was life there. There was just some sort of beautiful dawn, beautiful sunrise, right? Right. And our job is a hollow boast to share that sunrise. That's why we are here, is to share our stories and our sunrise with you. Because part of my prayer is to listen to you and to love you. If I don't listen to you, then how can I ever possibly love you, right? And that you can write down. Look, if I don't listen to you, how can I ever possibly love you? And that goes for the person in the mirror too, right? And then let's bring, as Pops always said, let's bring the medicine wheel into it. Let's bring the 7 teachings into that. And what are we really doing here? 1, we're beginning with the spirit. 2, we're sitting with humility at that point, right? So let's look at blame, shame, guilt, and humility. How can they sit in the same room cohesively? They can. It's like there's two polar opposite magnets, you kind of bring them together, but they spread apart type thing. That's exactly it. So, there's a fork in the road. We have to choose one. You know, let's choose. And so we come here today. I love you. We choose life today. I choose you, and I choose life. Right? And as I choose you, and as I choose life, I find myself. And then, we find that beauty together. We have come full circle. We start living the full circle. So start living and understanding that's exactly the way we do that. Right. Right. So, like, I haven't talked about the reading. I haven't talked about the reading yet. Was that like the preamble to? Okay. There's always beauty. Always. There is always. So let's start with that, the first three words. There's always. So what does that mean to you? That's pretty clear. There's not a lot of wiggle room there, right? There's not. That's pretty clear statement. Creator, the Great Spirit. These are guided to us by Mother Earth, the Great Spirit, Father Sky. All these beautiful things that create life has been guided to us right here, right now. This beautiful circle. There's always. Right. It doesn't say maybe. There's always maybe. It could be. Possibility. No, they're not saying that. So every single one of you, right? Every single one of us, right? There's always. That alone, we could spend the next 2 hours talking about. Always. Christina, Joanne, Marianne, Kimberly, Tina, Brent, Sib, always. Always what? Beauty. I think that's pretty beautiful and pretty powerful. Before I got here, before I figured out how to stay here, part of my journey is, 17 suicide attempts, right? 17, right? Started at age 7, right? The first, the first 5 were before age 12, right? I just didn't want to be here, right? The world was telling me, something, and I was believing it, right? They were telling me that I was ugly because of my cleft palate. Right? You're ugly. They were telling me I was ugly and alcoholic and violent, because I was an Indian, right? They were telling me that I was a heathen, right? Catholics, Christians, right? You're just a heathen. There's nothing you can do. You're going to hell. That's just, I'm sorry. You're just going there. And I believe them, right? Believe in this guy. So, you go, and I believe them, right? Until I found the red road and my grandfather told me. And then I started to believe something else, right? And then I started to believe that there's always beauty in the world. How many of you know that you are beautiful? We talk about it every day, the sacred feminine, right? Spirits will call you out in a good and beautiful way, right? And this really goes for everybody, right? You are all beautiful, powerful, and sacred. You all have a beauty, right? We even have got to really the beauty part yet. We haven't broke that down. We have to understand the way to beauty, and the way to beauty is always, right? Let's look at it backwards, right? Always. It's there. It's always been there. Take that and own that and write that down. That you are beautiful no matter what, right? Tom Stanley Bear said that. You were always beautiful no matter what. Right? No matter what. Right? Right. Rain or shine, storms, cold winds, darkness, right? There's still beauty there, right? There's still beauty there. Right. Let's talk about beauty. What kind of beauty are we talking about, right? Are we talking about aesthetically? Like physically? Yeah. That's in the conversation. But what do the old ones and the ancestors always say to start with? They say start with the spirit. So spiritually beautiful, right? What does that look like? It looks like sitting in a circle, right? It looks like sharing love, even though it looks like standing up when we can't. It feels like bringing hope to others when we don't have any hope to others. That means encouraging others when we feel discouraged. You want to, write that one down, right? Saying I love you when I can't even look in the mirror. Right. Write that one down. Saying I love you when I can't even look in the mirror. That means facing the sunrise with gratitude. You want to talk about beauty, that's where it starts. So where beauty is talking about thank you for my last breath and being hopeful for my next and living in that place in between. That means honoring our journeys. That means forgiving ourselves no matter what. Right? That means reaching out for help once again. That means sitting in a 12-step program. That means going to detox. That means telling our truth. That means saying, I'm hurting, That's what true beauty is. Hey, look, I'm hurting. And I don't know how to tell you. And I don't know how to tell you that I don't love myself. I don't know how to tell you that. Right? Been there, done that. Right? Telling someone, you know what, I've never enjoyed a day in my life. I've never told you how much that person hurt me. I've never told you how much the Canadian government hurt me, right? Yeah. I've never told you how, what it's like to be ignored, right? To be forgotten, right? Right. Like we want to talk about beauty, that's where it starts. That's simply where it starts, right? Yeah. Here's where it starts. Let's sit together. Grandfather Tony. Let's do Grandfather Tonyism, right? Wayne, just come sit with me. That's all. Beauty. You think that's where beauty starts? Absolutely it does, right? Let us pray together. That's where beauty starts. Let us listen to each other. That's where beauty starts. Aesthetically, not even the realm here, and not even in the same ballpark yet, right? Aesthetically spiritual, absolutely it is, right? Let me listen to your tears, right? Absolutely. Right. Okay. Let us watch the sunrise together, right? Beautiful. Beautiful. So don't tell me that there isn't always beauty, because the beauty is always there, right? The beauty is always there. I'm grateful for my last breath, and I'm hopeful for my next. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. We can break the chains, right? That's beautiful, right? For that one person that cannot stay sober, not taking that first drink, that's beautiful, right? That's not a place of shame. That's a place of absolute beauty, and I get that. Not going to blame, shame, guilt, that's a place of beauty, right? Instead of going to blame, shame, guilt, just saying, I'm in my healing process, and that you can write down. So we replace the blame, shame, guilt with the comment that I am in my healing process, right? And how is that not beautiful, right? We can heal without blame, shame, guilt. How about that? Write that one down, right? When we sit together, that's when the miracles and the magic happens. Write that one down. That's when the medicine happens. The gathering is the medicine. We are the medicine wheel. I love you. How is this not powerful today? This is one of the most powerful, and I say that every day, but it's like, this is one of the most powerful readings we have ever done. Right here. Right? Because it's so poignant. And you know what? Let's bring Mother Earth into this. The Great Spirit brought this with us, to us, for us, to honor what? To honor life. Right? And how is that represented in Mother Earth? We have to take a look at that, right? Beauty. What, I'm just going to give it away. What represents new beginnings? I talk about it all the time, right? I was a sunrise guy before I even knew I was a sunrise guy, right? I looked at new beginnings, praying for a new one every day, and I didn't even know it was right in front of me. I just knew that there was something beautiful, something powerful, something magical happening there that I couldn't even wrap my head around, even though it was right in front of me. Right? Right? I was drawn to it long before I understood it. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's you. Can you look in the mirror and say, I love you? Right? All right. There is always beauty when we do that. How about that? Right. There is always beauty. Through our past circumstances. So we're disengaging from what has happened to us. And the way we view and see the world and ourselves, right? There's a separation there, right? So what happened to me, just happened to me, the trauma that happened to me, the self-inflicted trauma too, like, I don't see that making me any less beautiful today. Can you say that? Yeah. What I did last week, what happened to me when I was 7, right? What it did to me when I was 7, right? Yeah, it doesn't hold any more weight over me anymore. But it just doesn't. It's just simply part of my journey, and it's not good or bad. It's just part of my journey. So I put that in that beautiful neutral, that neutral state. And it took me a lot of years to get there, but and I keep it there to really understand that as part of my journey. And that's what makes me feel, part of this world, and that's part of the beauty that we bring to this world. You see, part of the journey is, like, the beauty is what we bring to this world, the healing that we bring to this world. That's part of the gift, right? And I need you to write that down. Your healing is your gift to the world. Right. Your healing is your gift to the world. There could be a lot more others, and again, let's talk about beauty and value, right? When we walk the red road, when we align ourselves with this thing called life, right? Then we start to see value in ourselves, in our journey, in what happened to us, and then we can share that value, that journey, that love to others, so they can help them get out of whatever spot they're in, what experience, help them through their experience through life, so they can find their value. So we're giving what? Life, prayers, right? But that's why it's so important and so valuable that we come here and we sit in a circle, right? We sit in this beautiful, beautiful circle, right? This is so beautiful and so valuable and so powerful, which are really words for spiritual words for beautiful, emotional, mental, spiritual, and then physical, and then the physical part isn't really aesthetically right, makeup and all that. It's how our bodies feel and recover, right? Right, right, yeah, right. It's how we physically heal, right? Right, right. And how we share that healing, and how we share that healing with the world, right? And again, that's part of Full Circle. Okay. So let's get back to the reading. I'm not sure if we even talked about the reading today. I think we did. Okay, so there's always. Okay, again, there's always. So Kimberly, you're always beautiful, whether you understand this here or not. That's really what they're saying, and that goes for everybody. That goes for Julie. Julie, you always carry beauty, whether you understand, like it, see it or not. How about that? A little bit in your face in a really good and beautiful way. The way we see it is we begin to walk that, right? We begin to do those things that help us see our value and find our gifts, and that you can write down. Right? Right. How many of you feel more beautiful, and beautiful looks like connection too, right? I feel more connected to life. I feel, and it looks like happiness, right? Hey, look, I feel like there's a weight off me, right? That's what that looks like, right? Right? Oh my God, it's like, like, I can remember, I can't remember exactly, but when I was walking with, sat with Tony probably 2, 3, 4 months. I mean, it could have been a year, right? Could have been a year, right? I'm just sitting there crying at home, just crying, just like not even believing what was happening in my life, not even believing, and write this one down, deserving. Not even deserving. Yeah. So there's someone out there. There's a circle out there. A grandfather Tony for me, and now we are sharing the same circle that grandfather Tony has offered us. And I need you to write that down. That like part of that beauty, and always is understanding that you deserve to be loved, to be happy, and to heal. Right? That's part of that beauty, right? Can you tell that? Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. If you feel that you deserve to be loved and you deserve to be happy, you deserve to see that yourself intimately into you see intimately. Right. You know what I'm trying to say. Right. Right. There you go. Good. Okay, Joanne. Good. 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 Sybil. Good. You write that down. This is one of those things that you put on the like when you're brushing your teeth, or like the refrigerator for me. It's like you deserve to be happy, right? Like how many, and that's part of that beauty. Like that's part of living life. Yeah, because a lot of us times here, and it's kind of walking backward, and those things once broken. So those things that broke us uh, tell us that you don't deserve to be loved, happy. Right? Life tells us that, I believe that. I believed what that colonial world told us, right? And really, that colonial world lied to us, and is continuing to lie to us, right? But you know what? We don't have to believe the lie anymore, right? You know, we can tell ourselves that we are beautiful no matter what. Money or no money, partner or no partner, home or no home, that we are beautiful no matter what. And that Mother Earth is looking after us no matter what. Creator has given us life today, no matter what, right? And the beautiful thing is part of this beauty is we get to grow no matter what. Right? And part of that growing is I think, well, I don't Okay, this has happened to me, but I'm going to help you anyway, right? Right. I'm going through my own storms, but I'm going to help you get through yours. Write that one down. Let us sit together. Write that one down. Let us just come sit together. It's as simple as that, right? Telling you, I will help you get up one more time. Right? Is that powerful? Is that powerful? You know, and these are, and you know, all these things that we just said, they're definitions of what? Humility. They're definitions of truth and love. So the whole time we've been talking here, we've been talking about the seven sacred teachings, right? We've been talking about the medicine world, the spiritual, right? Right? To bring it, you know, full circle. We've been talking about that all morning, right? Let's just come sit together. That is a beautiful place of love, truth, and healing. Humility, right? I'm sorry, I'm slurping coffee right in front of you, Terminal. I love it. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, and you know, let's. There was a comment a couple of days ago that said, you know, Stanley Barrow would have never found you if it weren't for COVID, right? And I'm like, well, you know, I kind of started doing the same because of COVID, right? You know, because I couldn't get out there, and then I'm like, well, let's do this thing here, right? You know, and really what we've had is we reached a lot more people here than I would have in just wherever I was, Tampa, you know, like wherever I was, right? All right. So the takeaway is, and no, that's from you. There was a young grandmother that says, "I love the way you say the takeaway." So that young grandmother. So let's bring her medicine in. Oh my God, we'll have to wrap it up. I can't believe it's been an hour already. So let's wrap this up. What is your takeaway from today? How are you going to share this love today? And it goes far beyond hitting that share button. It's like, okay, all right, we're supposed to carry this with us. Right? What is your takeaway today? How are you going to share this teaching today? What is your takeaway? What are you going to put right here? Right. Yeah, excuse me. Again, if it doesn't go here, then it won't go to our families, sons, daughters, you know, brothers, sisters, aunties, you know, cousins. It won't go there. Then it won't go to our communities, right? It won't go to the workplace where, yeah. Right. So, okay, let's read this. Oh God, I talk about this too. You know, oh, I wrote some notes here that I totally forgot to hear. So, yeah, you know, we talk about listening, right? We're kind of backtracking, so we got like 2 minutes left. Beauty, right? The same thing as listening. We see, hear, feel beauty with all five senses. Write that one down. Right? Right? Beauty, all five senses. Right? All five senses. Beauty, seen and unseen, spiritual, right? Right. Just a thought, yeah, just a thought there. So, okay, let's read this one more time. There's always, that's really powerful and poignant, right? There's always, it's like, because we live in the world of sometimes, right? Well, really, Spirit's telling us always, and always what? Beauty. I, I'm pretty creative, but I can't make this up. Right? There's always, so inside every one of you, there's always beauty. There's always growth. There's always power. Yeah. There is always beauty within you, and that you can share, and that you can give, and that you can offer. And at the end of all that beauty, guess what? We find ourselves more beautiful. Right? All right. Well, let's move on to announcements. Um, we will be back. The first announcement is we will be back on Monday because I have that workshop with Denise Miller starting tomorrow. So those of you who are signed up, we will see you tomorrow. That's a 3-day intensive workshop. It's journey through the seasons. It's not too late to sign up. If you would like to sign up, please go and sign up. We start tomorrow. And part of that beauty is, and this is a question. Well, why should I sign up? Here's one of the things. Um, Harmony and balance. So there's me, the sacred masculine, and then there's grandmother Denise Miller, and we represent that. So if I had Denise Miller here today, it would look completely different, and not better or anything like that. It just looks different, right? Harmony and balance when we bring the sacred masculine and feminine in together, and so we will be doing that. A lot of you signed up for that. So. We will see you on Monday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, okay, I think that's the only announcement. So let us close our eyes and let's just think of something beautiful, right? Let's think of something beautiful. All right, kept that a little bit short. Um, but the final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So let's take what we lived here, loved here, and learned here, and listen to here, and take it out to the four winds. Does us no good to be all spiritual here if we don't take it out there. That means share what we have done here. Take that one thing, take that one takeaway, and share that with the world. And part of that is finding your beauty and value and gift, and that's where it starts. Okay, my name is Kanipa Wet-Makwan, standing bear, and if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much, everyone. So let's have a great day, everyone. Okay.